Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, a live stream in the afternoon. I normally don't do those, but we're about to ramp up for 2026, so I figured I might as well get started. Look at this. I even have on some headphones. I know every now and then I have to have them. I don't have the speaker here, but it's over here. So all is good. And, ladies and gentlemen, notice Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And welcome to the SSN Nation live stream. And again, you're the CEO of your life. Things are going badly in America and around the world. You may not have a job, or you may have a job, but not livable wages. So, what am I going to do? We try to help people here. Findhelp.org. That's the first thing you need to do inside the United States. The second thing that you need to do is get with the program and possibly learning how to trade, because the stock market will go nowhere, regardless of what the climate is, regardless of where you live, regardless if you even buy or own stocks, crypto, or anything else. You can trade the market and it's not going away. The rich guys need the stock markets, the forex markets, the futures markets, the metals market. They need this market because otherwise they have to do things the old fashioned way. Earn it. You don't get to use pieces of paper and then attach a value to it. And just because you have a gazillion amount of pieces of paper, AKA stock, that you get to have all of this wealth based on thin air. Now, once again, Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And this is for beginners just like me. I don't want you guys going anywhere. I put something in the chat room already. So check it out. It's the Candlestick Bible, because beginners, you should learn as you improve. Remember, 95% of day traders lose. So all of this shenanigans that a lot of people are doing, just keep that in mind. So what do you do to improve? How can you be in the top 5% that win? That means you have to study. So this is going to be a short live stream, but I just wanted to show you the Candlestick Bible, ladies and gentlemen, right here. I'm not doing it. It's a PDF. I put it in the chat room. When this stops and it's in replay mode, the chat room is where you can find it, and down below in the description box after this live stream. If you are going to trade, then you need to understand the candlesticks. I I recommend that you do that. And with that said, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for being here. Please share the videos, because you never know who's going to be out here looking for information, who's going to need help out here. Now, I'm going to start with a few things. Remember, if you're going to do stock market trading, you're going to need a broker account. That's the first other thing that you'll need. And in order to practice, you're going to need a demo account. So most, if not all, broker accounts allow you to have a demo account so you can understand these candlesticks and understand creating markers. So I also put findhelp.org so people, if you need help, I know millions of people, 8 out of 10 people live paycheck to paycheck. So I know people need help out here. So findhelp.org. There are so many services. Most of the time, depending on your zip code, what the state and federal government, they give funds and nonprofits can help you. Sometimes it costs a little bit of money, sometimes it's free. But I would highly suggest if you need help with mortgage, with rent, with health, with Medicare, with job training, I mean, the list goes on and on, caregiving, it just keeps going. There's a lot of things that the American government gives funding to, but they don't tell people. Thank you to Matthew Lesko for letting us know here about 11 months ago that about findhelp.org and mentalhealth211.org and on your phone 211. Come to think of it. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the things that I want you to understand. So, I went to the Candlestick Bible. Let's just get to it. I'm not even going to show you that much of it. It's because it's 168 pages. But at least you understand. You start looking at patterns, and they start talking about the reasons why, and you might get up to like 50 pages or so, but you should pay attention because it takes about 40 to 50 pages of them explaining on here what each of these candlesticks are. Not so much you need to possibly uh, remember because there's so much to remember, but that's part of trading. The more you practice, the more you study with anything you do, the better you get it. So, just to show you, this is only page 11. See, this is page 12 because there's somebody, doesn't know anything like me. I didn't know anything about this. So then we start getting into charts. And this is not 100% because things can change. It depends. Like it's fluid, right? People sell for different reasons. It's fluid. And there's other activity going on, like news comes out, and all of a sudden there's a spike. Like we'll see for today, there's a spike. So again, they're giving you patterns. Guess what? You right now, I'm going to make this sweet, but these patterns that you see, you'll see they repeat an advantage. And also means you don't have to eat all the time. All right. That's what that means. It doesn't mean you have to be sitting around on your computer for 8 hours or 7 hours like a job. You can have alerts. So you can make it for yourself and say, if you ever see this, give me an alert. So then that way you click on your phone or laptop, computers, iPads, tablets, just sit there and say, okay, I got an alert. Check and see if this meets my criteria if I want to enter the trade to form my advantage. Now, there's different ways to trade as well. So you have to remember that, ladies and gentlemen. This is beginners. I just started learning about this and a half. All right. For my whole life, I've been in business, real estate, finances, all kinds of stuff. I just never liked it because nobody ever taught me about that. I would just see stuff on the screen. So here's what I'm going to do now. I go through this, but remember, there's a link down below. This is 160 pages. It's going to take some time. I've been looking at this Candlestick Bible for 2.5 months. I got up to page 70. And again, you want to know why? I haven't even finished. Because, like, I'll give you an example. When they show this, right? So then what I do is I would log into my CoinEx account. Then when I get a CoinEx account, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I'd log my CoinEx account. By the way, it's an offshore brokerage. And again, some places allow you to use CoinEx. Well, I don't really care. If they don't allow me to use it, I don't care. But the point is, I can use it. And MetaTrader 4, by the way. So I'm going to give you the link to go there. And the reason why is it's on the I like crypto, right? I'm I just like using crypto upload download. I don't really like to. In this case, they use crypto. Now, the other thing, while I'm moving all over, is that now the reason it can be so long is because I would go to the demo account and then I would start looking on the charts and see if I see anything that these patterns. Guess what the answer is? Yes, we'll see of something like this, and I'm sitting, oh my gosh, this is very interesting. So as I start going over these and going over these patterns meticulously, there's a reason why. Because when you have to know high, low. So later on, after you assume that you read everything, all of a sudden you get into some other nuances somewhere like around page or 60 or something. All of a sudden you start realizing and it starts opening your playbook, so to speak, right? So now you start marking your highs and lows. So then you start learning there's a stay within a certain pattern. So this is why now you start finding indicators for people. Well, I'll do the 4 hour, mark the high, or I'll do the day, mark the high, then do the 1 hour, mark the low, or daily, mark the low. It People have different ways of doing it that's comfortable for them. Just remember, you got to be comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. However you want to do it, you have to be able not to lose money. By the way, 90 to 95% of beginning traders lose all their money trading and lose all your money. Remember, it's management here, ladies and gentlemen. Manage. If you have, let's this way, 60% of the population not have $100 in the account. So that right there tells you if you're going to play with money, then you should automatically your head number one. You should not use, let's just say $100 is what I have. Not using all $100 in the account. It's that simple. If you're going to do this, then you know stop loss has to be like $10, right? Or $50 rather. Again, whatever you lose, you want to be able to come back another day. You don't want to lose for $500 days. Losing $50, come back today. Losing another 50, you'll have 400, but not try to do what most people do. Go for it. Learn. Take your time. There's no rush. If there is a rush, then I guess you should be sleeping 24/7. Go to sleep hours. I said 8. And study for 16 hours. Make sure you eat because your brain food. Food, all right? You need to be efficient. Remember, learning long term, you start decreasing. Just keep in mind, you really don't want to do 16 hours. I'm just saying. All right. So, once again, gentlemen, you can see right here what's happening. All right. So, they get into, again, they're, see, here we go. They start saying some people do, they do the daily markup, 4 hour. Here's where it is right here. Determine whether trending or not. This is so get an idea on what to do. All right. It's that easy. If anybody has anything to say, because we have a lot of people just in the SSN Nation that does trading. So I know what they're doing. All right. I know what they're doing. They're out here doing it already. We've had some very, very interesting conversations in the evening time. In fact, here comes one now. MDA 014. He's investor, ladies and oh my, he's not just any investor. And I'm talking about the beginners. He's in watching the financial news. He's in here seeing what corporations are doing, their bottom line. He's getting the paperwork. He's looking at it. Hey, what's their new numbers? What's their profit and loss number? And more, and their future and what it's looking like when they come out and ask, what do they have? He sees the market, give himself an advantage. There's level to this, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to get better, you got to learn. All right, here we go. DA 014, welcome to the SS Nation early Friday edition. He says, I want you to start trading live so you can see how it really is. There's certain, but I mean, price action. See, this is exactly what he does. Again, everybody's different. You have to feel comfortable for you so you win. That's why he says trade live. Like I said, I trade live or recommend trading live as well using a demo account. I do not recommend for everybody who's a beginner to jump in and lose money. This is like when I used to play poker and people would say, well, I want to learn to play poker. And then people would say, well, the best way to do it is get in there and learn. And I was like, hold up. Why? Why can't they go online and play in the demos or go online and play with pennies? Because they used to have 5 cents live things that you can do, right? These guys want a guy who's an amateur to come play with them and bring money to the table and don't even really know how to play. That is not how you're supposed to just jump in, ladies and gentlemen. MDA0214 is saying pretty much what I'm saying, but get in, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, did I put this in the chat room? Yes, my CoinX platform. The only reason I like that is because it's not dealing with the United States. That's all. There is a risk. All right. Tamara Larry, welcome to the SSN Nation Stock Market Trading for Beginners Edition. That's right, because America is floundering. An empire that's declining. You know what happens the most? If an empire starts declining, if a city starts declining, who's hurt the worst? Those who can't get out. Wealthy people, people that have money, can get out. Everybody else is stuck. And being stuck means you don't have options. And not having options means whoever the bully is of the city, you're under their rule. Therefore, think about your alternatives by having another skill set. It's about the skill sets, ladies and gentlemen. And tomorrow, Larry, it's early, but we're still going to be on the SSN Nation Friday night live stream at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But again, I just wanted to throw this out there because, again, I want people to understand. Now, with my CoinX, I'm going to get into something else real quick because everybody, hopefully you downloaded the Candlestick Bible. So I figured, let me see if I can get into something else because speaking of getting into something, oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if I have it. Getting into something. Let's go look at this. Here's a demo account on CoinX. All right. Here you go. Now, the only reason I pulled this up, let me see if I got it on screen. Let me make sure. Nope, don't have it on screen yet. The only reason I pulled this up is because this is an hourly chart, okay, for today. Or is it? Yeah, it's an hourly chart for today. It's right here. This is MetaTrader 4. Whatever you feel comfortable with. This is just beginners, right? Just like me. I'm a beginner, so I use MetaTrader 4. Some people use 5. Some people use TradingView. It all depends on your broker, too. They may, you might like what their software is. It all depends. But nonetheless, notice I'm using, this is gold USD, which is XAU USD. All I'm going to say is notice right here. All right. Here's these are patterns, right? It was way down here sometime this morning or yesterday. And if you were trading on charts, you could see there's this trend all night long upward. And some traders would have been highly successful because they would have said, well, whatever the markers is, maybe this was the bottom, maybe not. But the point is, some traders might have taken advantage of this. If their experience, they might have brought their profit up here, put it right here, and then just said, I'm good with the profit right here. Let's see what happens. They could have had this ride all the way up here. Then they would have moved their profit up even more and did a killing over this time frame. So I want to show you something that's very interesting. SPX, USD, weird, or is it weird? Similar pattern. US 30, the top 30 US stocks, weird, same pattern. And something that bugs me now is that Bitcoin. We do not want Bitcoin to mirror stock market or USD. But look, it's similar. So again, ladies and gentlemen, just like MDA 0214 says, you got to study, understand the charts, because again, you will see patterns, and can you take advantage of it depending on whichever. This could be a stock even, which I did not pull up a stock, but the patterns could be similar, and you need to know how to take advantage in what you're looking at, because you can win on the way up. And some people, like, once you start thinking about it, you start going, well, if this went up all of this way and people kept buying, the sellers, they shouldn't even be around after all this rise when you start thinking about it. So sooner or later, this is going to have a significant drop. Now, again, this is hourly. What's been happening between the hour, that's a whole nother ball game, because a lot of people get nervous, and I'll show you why they get nervous. Perfect example. I'll go down to the 15 minutes. Now look. So this right here, some people might have said, well, this is way too long. Again, a lot of people get out early because they have shorter time frames. Look at this. This is 1 minute. So again, you might not have sat there and waited. You might have pulled the trigger well before it got to this big drop over here, because you saw this, because you have the 1 minute, and said, I take my little profit for the sell. You might have done different things. You didn't wait till it got down here because you're on a different time frame. Again, all of this matters. You'll learn about it. So do that for yourself. All right. Now, I'm not going to be on here too long, but not even for beginners, I recommend trading live. Demo accounts will give false hope. There's no emotions attached. I would say trade live with a small amount to see how you would react. Uh, yeah, it could be that way too. Everybody has a different mindset. I will say that. I look at it like, uh, I look at it as I take it more serious. I don't really care if it's play money, because basically what the way I, only because I played poker, the way I do it is, once you determine, like, I'll use poker my terminology. Once I determine what a person has in their hand, right? Well, I believe they have in their hand based on how they're acting, how they've previously been playing, and their hands they've been playing, and my hand, and the odds that they can beat me, and all this comes into factor, right? But all of that learning took years. So everything that I can decipher in like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, it took me years, right? Well, not years, but about a year. All right. And then you get better, because then sometimes you're wrong. So now you have to mitigate what happens if you're wrong. But if you believe that you're ahead and you're winning, then you bet accordingly. That's how I treat trading. If I see what I believe to be good for me, then I got to enter the trade and act accordingly. Can't panic. And what I'm trying to explain is, panicking is not what you should be thinking about. You should be thinking, hey, this is the setup. I believe it happens a high percentage of the time. So I feel comfortable, you feel comfortable, and now you enter. And then what's there to talk about? You said it's perfect. I see everything happening according to what I've studied, how I feel. I'm good with it. But again, I like what he says. If you are going to go in under fire, use a little bit of money. The same thing I was saying, if you want to play poker, then you better be playing at pennies, which I don't think they have pennies, but 5 cents, 10 cents tables or something, right? You should not be trying to play at the 5 $10 $10 table. All right. So that's how it should go. Money management is key. So if you want to go live, that's fine. But I'm just saying, you might as well learn the basics first before you just try to willy nilly it. All right. Because again, willy nilly is fine. You can get lucky. But if you're trying to do things long term, you have to always educate yourself. And that's the key to the whole thing. So I'm not going to be on here too long, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad MDA0214 was here. He's probably, I figured he might even be trading. It's not a matter of taking it serious or not. Emotionally, how will you react when the stock go heavily in your favor? Will you take the money or hold? How will you react when it goes against you? Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But again, everybody processes differently. And for me, I don't really care if I'm on a play or if I'll put it this way. When we do play poker and you do no limit, since it's play poker, everybody just goes all in because they have nothing to lose. So therefore, there's no point. For me, in this candlestick trading, I'm trying to keep a certain balance or I'm testing something just to see if I can, if what I'm seeing, if I have it right, and I'll just test. So there's different things I'm trying to do. So I treat it as my goal, and that's what it still is. So that's why I keep it pretty much. If I'm doing 6 out of 10, which is what I was doing before, 6 out of 10, that wasn't good enough on the demo, not real life money, demo. So I put pressure on myself to perform. So when you say heartbeat, there is a thing when it comes to money. That's why playing poker and it was demo or play money, all in. Everybody would go all in. They wouldn't play like a regular game. But when there's money on the line, then people wouldn't be like all in, right? They're just like, okay, now they're a little worried. In this case, you don't have pressure on you. Either way, you don't have pressure. That's why you should, to me, I don't have pressure because you're only using a set amount of money. You're not going to lose all your money. It's up to you what you're trying to do with your loss. There's no reason, no matter, I don't even care if you said $10,000 and you put it in an account. There is no reason if you're beginning to sit there and say, well, let me trade with 3 grand, 4 grand. That would be crazy if you're not ever doing anything. But the point is, why put yourself in that position? I wholeheartedly do not like to say people use their own money. I suggest you learn more first, then you go in to use a little bit of money second. Because in the long run, you want to do this in the long run. You don't want to be losing money, even if it's $20. I don't really care. But the point is, I would rather see you guys do that. But he is right. I know people who do trading, and they've been doing trading for 10, 15 years. And these people, these people would win 20, $30,000. Not win, but they would build their bankroll up, 20, 30 G's. They would have a nice night. They would have like 8 grand or 10 grand day. But unbelievably, the money management part totally out the window. And then they'd be like, I lost it all back except for 4 grand. I'm like, how? In one day? I'm like, how's this even a thing? It should be business, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, but it's a thing for a lot of traders. Money management is number one. And so it is incredible that people that I've known that has been doing this for decade and a half, and we're on a group call, and there's people because they're candid with each other because we're all friends, and they're like, I can't believe you won't believe what I did. I won 26,000. Now I use won because I always think of it that way, but I I got $26,000, and I'm like, okay, what's the problem? They're like, well, I was feeling so good about it, I went back in and started trading again. I was like, why? And I lost like 10,000 back. I'm like, how? That's insane to me. So now I went down to 16 grand. And then today when I woke up, I lost another 8 grand. I'm like, this is crazy right now. What am I listening to? How? So the point is, this is how people react, which is to the point of MDA0214. People act weird when real money's involved. Just like when you go to a casino. How many of you have been with your friends who have won money? They're on a roll and they're winning, and it's 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2 G's. And then you're in there like an hour, 3 G's, 5 G's. And then eventually you have to be the friend, right? Because I'm the money management guy. You go up to your friend and be like, hey, man, you started with like $100 and you're up to like 4 grand, 3 grand. Uh, don't you think you should go now? Just take the money and go. Let's go. And they're 9 times out of 10. No, no, man. No, I'm on a roll. I said, hey, hey, listen, they don't build these towers because there's winners. This is gambling. This is anything can happen at any given moment. Things could switch up. Why don't you just take your profit, get the free food, get the free show, and call it a day? No, no, man, I can win more. I'm on a roll. Okay, I walk off. You know what happens? I come back 30 minutes later. There's no 5 grand. There's no 3 grand. There's no 2 grand. There's not even a grand on the table. And I'm sitting here like, damn, man. Nothing I can say at that point. I'm just like, drinks, please. I'm like, fuck it. You don't want to listen, fine. But now it's too late. And that is what people do in trading. That's why you have to be disciplined whenever it has to deal with money. And speaking of that, that's why you have to study. That's right. Different triggers that paper trading can't give. Yeah, that's probably true. It always is. Money is the thing. Trail and stop. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Mr. Compensation. Welcome to the SSN Nation early Friday edition. Very happy to see you. And I might as well get this off the screen, right? Hold on a second. Very happy to see you. Fax, he says. I'm glad you're in the house. He's another trader as well. And I'm waiting on Mr. Compensation to start showing some goods on his channel. You know, he could be helping some people out. I just got to say it. Go show some love on his channel, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hit his icon and subscribe to his channel. All right. Okay. I got to get him out of retirement, so to speak. I'm just playing. He's been out of retirement. All right. Now, I'm going to end it right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys tonight at 9:10 p.m. Let me know what you guys think about this first edition. I'm not planning on doing any of these as a series. I just wanted to talk about it, but I might start doing something in the afternoons and start showing some trading and doing some other things like that. But again, down below in the description box, if you need help with your credit, smart credit, monitoring system can help you out. The link will be down below. If you need credit, as in my credit's bad and you have debt collections, you have potentially going to have to file bankruptcy, then no, don't do that. Do debt consolidation, debt resolution. All right. A lot of people right now with good credit are going to be able to take advantage of 0% interest loans and credit cards for 24 months. There's going to be a 36 months coming out maybe next year early because the economy is not what it appears to be based on the stock market. The economy is a whole nother thing than the stock market. So just keep that in mind. And you need to get your credit score up to 775. So if you need debt resolution, here it is. That's why you always keep a pen, pad, and paper handy. Tracy, TRACY .sharpe, SHARPE at moneyladder.com. All right, I'm going to put it in the chat room so everybody can get that also. So you won't have a problem with that. How can I forget? There is one other thing. I personally, seeing what is unfolding in America, I do not want these guys being able to get any of my assets like they've already stolen. But the point is, I also have checked out this crypto debit card. It's called Bancus, and it's coming out. Well, it's already out. People have the card. I'll be ordering my card. I'll be ordering up my card. Stop loss is just for insane spikes, not regular movements. That's true. But again, MDA 0214, you're into this. Other people need to learn the terminology. See, that's another thing. The people that traded all the years would say, Eric, you're good at this. They would start using terminology. And I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about right now? Did you see the doji candle that just, I was like, that means nothing to me. What are you saying right now? I'm like, oh, let me go get my Fibonacci. I'm going to use this. I'm like, what does that mean? This means nothing to me. I'm like, they're using this stuff that's it's terminology. And you, if you've never traded or studied, you have no idea what these they're saying. And then they'll put marks on the screen. And I'm like, okay. Then they'll use things like, oh yeah, I'm using the EMA 200. I'm like, great. What does that mean? I'm like, they don't say, oh, it's the last 200 candles. They use that other terminology. And I'm like, I don't know what EMA 200 means. I don't know what EMA 9 means. I don't know none of this. So that is the thing that is the hardest. Just like anything else, there's always terminology that people aren't going to know about. And that's why, again, the Candlestick Bible, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know it's in the chat room in case so you guys joined this late. Uh, Here you go. Let me do it this way. Hold on a second. I'll put it in here again in the chat room. Oh, the Bancus. Okay, the Bancus. It's a crypto card. Since I got to load money up to, and they're not in the USA. All right. It's a metal debit card. They don't have the plastic one, so that means it's $85. All right. But they have presentations on Tuesday and Wednesday. But there's a link. Download the app. You can check it out. And the reason I'm going to say this again is because it's crypto to upload, crypto back to whatever regulated platform in America. Uh, if I have profits, I'm sending it to the card. That's not inside America. All right. So that's another story for another night. But that is Tuesdays, 8 a.m. Use the link, get the app. It's Apple and Android. They have other things going on, obviously, because they have a networking thing too. But I don't really care about that. But only by default, I'm trying to get you guys to get a card. So it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is, you should have a crypto debit card. And again, outside of the United States. And you should have bank accounts outside of the United States. You should have real estate businesses outside of the United States. Something just in case you need to move. And by the way, you know what? I'm going to end this. If news come out, the stop may go way against you, so stop loss can save you. But other than that, it's not needed. MDA 0214 says it's not needed. Other people say it is needed. Everybody has their own trading style. I personally don't like it either. I've never, even when I traded with money, without money, I don't really like it either at all because they have these wicks that go wipe. They wipe out positions and then it goes further up or further down. And so you lose out on all that money. It happens all the time. It's crazy. So these are the type of things I if now knowing what I know, my friends trade with it, but that's only because some of them they're using funded accounts. So with and their funded account, they have to maintain a certain level. So if they go below that level, so now they're locking in stop loss to make sure that their account doesn't get blown once they pass their challenges. So I was like, oh man, this is all crazy. I don't deal with those. But the point is, that's the thing. So once you start paying attention and taking it seriously, then you'll start noticing things. So I am with MDA 0214 when he says forget the stop loss. I agree with him 100% because I don't use it. When I trade real money, when I'm practicing, I don't use it. Because as soon as I saw one day there was like in fact, let me see if there's even one right here so I can show you guys. Let me see if there's one. I'll have to change this up. Look right here. See this right here? All these little wicks come in and wipe people out who have stop losses. So again, you could see right here, somebody could have said, hey, I think I'm gonna put a stop loss on either direction, and all of a sudden this happens. These are, hold on a second. Look, oh, I just had one. Hold on. Nah, hold on. It should have let me roll over here. Hold up. Look at this right here. See this? Wipeout. So this came all the way down here. But then we got to go over here. Look, see these guys right here? All of this wipes out, and now all of a sudden it goes across. This is why I don't like stop losses. And probably this is why MDA0214, who's an experienced trader, probably says that's why he said what he said. I'm pretty sure. Yep. See, he says exactly. Exactly. I love this talk for real. Thanks, man. Thank you, Mr. Compensation. I knew you would. Makes sense. Most funded accounts make you use it. Yeah, exactly. And they have to because it's not even that much. I was watching friends of mine, 50,000 funded account. And if they went like, I think it was like 2,000, right? I think it was only like 2 grand, maybe 3 grand max. It blows the account. So if you had a bad day where you were negative 500, okay, fine. But the fact is, you have another negative 500 day, which is a possibility, I guess. Then now you're like feeling a little pressure because if you blow the account, you got to go back through the trade challenge again or something. I don't know the thing. I'm never going to use it. But the point is, I was looking at that and I was like, Jesus. And but they're using, like he said, I didn't know they had to though. But yeah, they're using the stop loss because now they're playing a different game. They're like, okay, I can only lose 3,000 to blow the account. So now how many days or the percentage should I lose? 10%, 15, 20? How do I feel comfortable? Right? Everybody has to feel comfortable because even though it's a funded account, you're still under pressure. Because if you don't do the right trades, you're under pressure. Oh man, I was able to use somebody else's money, make some money, and people mind. It's your mindset. So that's why you have to believe in what you do. But the only way, like, look how sure MDA0214 is, right? Because he does this. He studies. He's not out here half-assing. So once you study and get confident, and then you have success, now all of a sudden you are confident even more with your trading and with what you want to do. And that goes a long, long way. All right. Long, long way. Just like in life, if you believe in yourself, you're always going to try to do your best. And if you don't believe in yourself, then other people can dictate what station you're going to be at. Right. Just like when you're at a job and somebody says you're not, I can't promote you, or you shouldn't be manager or supervisor or anything like that, right? And you're sitting here going, I busted my ass. I've been number one, a top dog. You've been calling on me to do stuff, and how can I get promoted? That kind of thing, right? So you start getting a little, uh, you know, little, little upset. You hitting them, TP, take profits. That's it, man. That's it. That's it. Yeah, and I don't like it in either direction, quite frankly, because I was doing something last night in the demo account where I said, let me start messing around with putting something on the top side, right? And then what would happen, like clockwork, it would come up, high candle top, sweep, takes it out. And last night it was the gold market. It just kept going up, 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 but it would do a sweep. Then it would just keep going up, up, up. It was funny as hell. I said, okay, yeah, this stop loss stuff in either. I was like, in either direction, I'm not liking it. I was checking on the buy side. I was like, that's not cool either. So just be careful. Go with whatever you are comfortable with, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's that simple. All right, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be on here too much longer, because that's how it is. But remember, the gear you can get here. And oh, by the way, tonight is Friday night live stream, the financial Friday night live stream. And you guys know what happens. Story night. Oh, hold on. Let me get this off too. Story night, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do. Okay, what's happening? Story night on Friday nights. So let's go. Eric pulled me out one of those jobs twice. Laverne panics. Mr. Cool is in the house. Hopefully, you've been doing great. And welcome to the SSN Nation early Friday edition. Hey, Eric, I know this is off subject. At present, I'm in Spain. We purchased our place a couple of weeks ago. We are in process of furnishing the home. Congratulations, Laverne Panic. You're outside of America and have real estate with you and the wife. I love it. I love it, man. This is great. This is awesome. Very, very happy to hear this. And because I'm doing the early edition, because he's like 6 hours ahead, I believe. So that means it's almost like midnight over there. So I thank you, man, for checking in because now normally you're sleeping now when we're doing the 9 p.m. at night. But thank you so much. And I'm very happy for you and your family and love what you're doing, man. Awesome stuff. That is awesome. TP is bad because you're missing out on gains. Why limit yourself? The candles will tell you everything as far as when you to buy and sell. Exactly. Exactly. Brian P., Mr. Dividends doing the salsa dance as we speak. He's got his dividend day with the UMAX ETF fam. So, congratulations. Welcome to the SSN Nation early Friday edition. And he brings his tagline, Happy Day, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. And don't forget, smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Brian P. says, I hope all is well with you and the family. It is, man. Hopefully, it is for you. All right. We're hanging in there. Happy day, SSN family. And tonight, we'll be back 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see you guys then. And I got to get out of here. All right. And with all that said, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And now we're going to make sure that you're going to be safe. Health is wealth. That's another thing. And just make sure, no matter what you do, because it's hard, keep your head up, keep moving. And I'm out.